What if you could order sunlight after sunset? Imagine the sky is dark, but a satellite hundreds of kilometers above Earth turns a giant mirror toward the ground. Suddenly, the sunlight shines on you. This sounds like science fiction. But a California startup called Reflect Orbital is trying to make it real. And surprisingly, this idea is not new. In 1993, Russia launched a space mirror that briefly swept artificial sunlight across the nighttime Earth. It worked. And then the project disappeared. So why is a new company trying again? And is this the future of clean energy, or an extremely expensive way to make the night brighter? Reflect Orbital wants to build satellites with very large, lightweight mirrors. During the day, these satellites orbit in space and reflect sunlight naturally. After sunset, the satellites can change the angle of their mirrors and send sunlight to a selected area on Earth. The company calls this idea sunlight on demand. There could be several possible uses. Solar farms might continue producing electricity after sunset. Construction companies could light up work sites at night. Emergency teams could use extra light during search and rescue operations. Remote areas might receive temporary lighting without building new power infrastructure. The company's first demonstration satellite is called Erendil-1. It is expected to carry a mirror approximately 18 meters wide. That is about 60 feet, roughly the size of a small building. But Reflect Orbital is not the first group to imagine space mirrors. In 1993, Russia carried out an experiment called Znamya. A thin, shiny reflector was deployed near the Mir space station. The reflector was about 20 meters wide. It reflected sunlight back toward Earth and created a moving patch of light that people could see from the ground. For a short time, Russia had created an artificial light in the night sky. The experiment proved that sunlight could be redirected from space. However, it also showed the difficulties. The light moved quickly across the ground. It was not available for very long. A later mission failed during deployment, and a larger version was never built. So what is different today? Launch costs are lower than they were in the 1990s. Satellite technology has improved. Lightweight materials are stronger and easier to deploy. At the same time, the world needs more electricity, especially for data centers, artificial intelligence, and electric vehicles. Reflect Orbital believes that the problem is not only producing energy. The problem is producing energy at the right time. Solar power is clean, but it stops when the sun goes down. Still, there are serious questions. A mirror does not create energy. It only redirects sunlight. Some light is lost during reflection and while passing through the atmosphere. The satellite must also be built, launched, controlled, and replaced. A solar farm might ask, is space sunlight cheaper than using batteries? Reflect Orbital also has competitors. Overview Energy is developing satellites that collect solar power in space and send it to Earth using near-infrared lasers. Solaren is working on a larger space solar system that would collect energy in orbit and transmit it to Earth using microwaves. Etherflux is also exploring laser-based energy transmission from space. These companies use different technologies, but they are competing for the same market: reliable energy after sunset. There is another competitor too. batteries. If batteries become cheap enough, storing solar power during the day may be easier than launching thousands of mirrors into orbit. There are also environmental concerns. Bright satellites could interfere with astronomers and increase light pollution. Animals and insects need darkness, so changing the night sky could have unexpected effects. Reflect Orbital's first satellite will not solve all these problems. It will mainly test whether a large mirror can unfold and accurately reflect sunlight to Earth. But if the test works, the question will change. We will no longer ask, can humans reflect sunlight from space? We will ask something much more difficult. Should we? The dream of selling sunlight after dark is decades old. Now, a new generation of companies is trying to turn that dream into a business. The future may bring cleaner energy and longer solar days. But it may also bring more satellites, brighter nights, and a much more crowded sky. Thanks for watching. See you next time.